Sponsor of Slainte Athletic Football Club. Infinity Technologies is a low-voltage commercial integrator specializing in audio-visual, access control, cellular enhancement, and structured cable. Infinity Technologies is hiring technicians for all our services. Find us at infinitytech.com. Let's go, Slainte. Infinity Technologies is a proud sponsor of Slainte Athletic Football Club. Infinity Technologies is a low-voltage commercial integrator specializing in audio-visual, access control, cellular enhancement, and structured cable. Infinity Technologies is hiring technicians for all our services. Find us at infinitytech.com. Let's go, Slainte. Infinity Technologies is a proud sponsor of Slainte Athletic Football Club. Infinity Technologies is a low-voltage commercial integrator specializing in audio-visual, access control,
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Milford Mill Academy. Welcome to the MSSL Division II matchup between Slainte Athletic and MSI Pro. We had some hiccups in the pre-match. We're on now, about to start this match, and it's an exciting one today. We got two teams that are favorites for promotion. Of course, this second division offers two promotion places, one for the top team and one for a playoff winner. And this match is going to have major implications on that playoff picture and that promotion picture. Slainte Athletic is coming off a 1-1 draw against Touch Kings in their last match. They've had a brilliant start to the season, 4 games unbeaten, scoring loads of goals and proving themselves to be one of the forerunners in this early part of the season. MSI, on the other hand, playing right to left, wearing their yellows. They are the newcomers in this league. We've seen MSI before. They are serial winners when it comes to UPSL and whatever leagues they play in. They have proven themselves to be one of the top squads in Maryland. But today they're showing up with a bit of a mismatched side. They are playing down to start this game. They're down a couple players, and that doesn't bode well for them coming up against a very well-organized and well-drilled Slainte side. And you have to say that early doors, that provides Slainte with a bit of an advantage, numerical and just mental. MSI starting with an early spell of possession on this right side. There's a bit of wind in their face that might come to haunt them, especially when they're trying to build out down players. A long ball here into the midfield. Slainte will pick up the possession. BP severs at the edge of the box. Slots it inside to Perez. There's an early chance up and over the bar. So MSI being newcomers to this league, I think they're getting a taste of what the MSSL can offer. And it's very tough playing in 2 different competitions. They had a UPSL game yesterday, and they're showing up today for the MSSL. And they got a tall task ahead of them. Slainte are 3 points off the top. MSI has 4 points from their opening games. Hold up here as Arlie Hitt has a chance down the right side, and he earns his side an early corner. But this match has what we thought all the bearings to be one of the biggest matches of the season. This is the one that you circle on your calendar from the first day, knowing that these are going to be 2 top sides that are competing for that promotion position. Looks like Ngobu's taking the corner here. Goes short to Arlie Hitt on the edge of the box. Hitt lays it back to Ngobu. He's got a chance. Left-footed strike into the near post, and it's a goal! An early goal for Slainte. Isaac Ngobu off the corner, receives the pass back on the edge of the area, strikes it at the near post, And that's an early 1-0 lead for Slainte. Exactly what the doctor ordered for them. MSI down. They're playing with 6 outfield players at the minute, and the numerical advantage just proved to be too much to start. For Slainte, that is a huge, huge opening few minutes. MSI have just, it's a tall task ahead of them. It already was, playing against a very well-organized Slainte side, but now they've got to ask themselves what they can do to bring themselves back in this game. Bit of possession down the left side. Arlie Hitt wins it back and plays to Drew Myers. And this is where Slainte can just take control of the game. MSI appears to be in a 2-4 formation. And Slainte can just hold the ball around the back, move it around, and move these MSI players around. Here's Drew Myers. Sees the run of Ngobu down the left, but he's just offside. MSI does have a player coming on, so that'll bring the numerical advantage down for Slainte, but still down a few players. MSI is coming off a 2-2 result against Baltimore City FC in their last game. There was a red card for the goalkeeper in the final few minutes, and then a free kick scored by Baltimore City to level the game. And that looked like points dropped for MSI, but we're still early doors in the season. Anything can happen up towards the top of this division. Drew Myers plays through Andres Perez, but he can't reach it. It goes through the goalkeeper. MSI playing through midfield here. They've got one runner ahead. Good patience shown. He's going to go backwards. MSI need to take advantage of these situations. They're going to be getting run around, being down players. They need to try to get some spell of possession if they're going to save their legs for this long match. Ball up top, here's MSI. But it's one back. And then we're back to Henry. Henry around to Captain Hollowell. Tries to play it through to Hitt. He's not going to reach it. It goes back to the goalkeeper for MSI. They're going to try to play out here. Oh, but he's given away to BP Severs. BP Severs into the near post, but it's saved by the goalkeeper. A great save to keep MSI in this one at 1-0. MSI tries to get rid. But here's Severs again. Severs through to Perez. Perez is in, puts it in the net, but the flag is up for offside. Nearly 2-0 there, just Perez left a bit early. MSI are hanging on for dear life early in this match. Let us know down in the comments where you're viewing from today, who you're supporting, and what your score predictions are, as MSI tries to play a long ball over the top. It's cut out in the midfield for Slainte. MSI back with the ball, and they just are going to reset to their goalkeeper. Arlie Hitt wins back for Slainte, but he plays it out of play. And MSI have a chance to breathe here. Short on the throw. MSI just don't have many options. They're kind of forced to go backwards towards their back line and towards their goalkeeper. Arlie Hitt cuts out, but it's given away. MSI with the chance here, if they can slot the ball in behind. And number 10 through midfield. He's got some space in front of him, but a big touch. Francio Henry sweeps up, and Slainte will go long. It's a 2v1 against the MSI backline here. And Ngobu brings it down. He's past the back line. He's in 1-on-1. He's got Perez inside. Can't find him, but it's out for a corner. And Slainte once again have an early set-piece opportunity. We got love in the chat from Baltimore by way of Kenya supporting Slainte and Isaac Ngobu. Tyler Reed says he's supporting Bullies, who is not playing today. But glad to see you're watching, Tyler. Set piece here for Drew Myers. Or for Danny Hollowell, my bad. Ball into the box, there's no one there. And it'll get flicked out by MSI for a throw on the far side. Here's Ngobu again, in the same position that he scored his first goal. He's going to unleash again into the near post, but it's just wide. A good chance there for Slainte to double their lead. Isaac Ngobu, almost identical to that first strike he had. Just put a bit too much behind it and put it out at the near post. Ethan in the live chat saying Peter Drury-esque. Not quite at that level, but I appreciate it nonetheless. MSI can reset here with a goal kick. Look to be going long up to their forward. Number 10's able to bring it down, but it's cut out by Slainte once again. Here's Severs. He's got options ahead of him. Finds Danny Hollowell. About 20 yards out, goes for the strike, and it's deflected out for a corner. Slainte with another set piece in these early doors. Claudia's supporting the MSI goalkeeper, her son Julian. She's driving back from North Carolina. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you listening in. And very grateful to be having such a good crowd for this game. And Ngobu's going to go short to Arlie Hitt. He finds Drew Myers on the edge of the box, cuts it back onto his right foot. Ball into the box, cut out by MSI, and they're able to clear. It's tough in these situations because MSI is defending quite well. They just can't seem to break out. They don't have the numbers forward to be able to launch a counterattack of note. Perez lays off to Funk. Funk's playing center back, but he's almost in a defensive mid position just because they have that advantage against the MSI midfield. Here's Perez down the line to Arlie Hitt, but he can't quite reach it. MSI will have a chance to breathe once again. Obviously not an ideal situation for MSI, but they're dealing with it about as well as they possibly can. Good bit of play, but it's cut out, and here's Ngobu. Cuts it back. Here's BP Severs. Severs through to Perez. He's onside this time. Tries to cut it around the MSI defender, but he cuts out well. And it's out for a goal kick. All the action down this right side of the field in the opening minutes. Once again, as we get into the game here, this game has major implications for the playoff picture. Slainte is currently 2 games in hand on Touch Kings. They are 3 points trailing. They are in second place. And if they win this, they can go joint top at the end of today with a game in hand. And that has huge prospects for Slainte and their promotion hopes. BP Severs is going to pick up. And he's taken down by the MSI man. That's going to be another set piece for Slainte in the attacking third. But as we said earlier, Slainte with an undefeated start to the season as Hollowell goes high and wide, not very handsome from his free kick. Seems to be laughing about it, but he'll want that one back. Slainte, of course, with that unbeaten start. They're gunning for this top spot. They know the agony of missing out on promotion. Last season, they lost 4-2 on the final day to Ambition, which sealed their place in Division 2 for the second season in a row. They really wanted promotion that first season. They had a good campaign, just falling short at the end. It left a bad taste in their mouth, and they're back for revenge in the second season. As Hollowell picks it up and slots it through to Hitt. Hitt, it's a great save. Great save from the MSI goalkeeper there, from Figueroa. It's huge heroics. Arlie Hitt was clean through, tried to take it on the half volley, and just plucked out of the roof of the net from the MSI goalkeeper. That is a brilliant save to keep this thing at 1-0. Claudio, on your drive home, that one was for you. That's a brilliant save to keep this at 1-0. Here's Ngobu taking the corner. Drew Myers is short. And Gobu into the box. Cleared away at the back post by MSI. And they live to fight another day. Another corner for Slainte here. We've seen already early in the game that they are dangerous off these set pieces, so MSI are going to need to limit these. Just think the more and more that Slainte gets chances to throw balls into the box, they're going to be able to score. Danny Hollowell goes into the near post. It's not a great delivery, but it almost squeaked through. MSI has a chance to break. It's a 1-on-3 here for MSI. They've got a runner down the outside. Here's left back. He cuts it back. Ball in behind. It's a 2v2. MSI aren't able to pick it up, and Hit is able to clear to Myers. But that's a good, promising sign for MSI. If you're just tuning in, MSI are down a few players, so chances are going to be few and far between for them as they approach this match. But a good, promising counterattack there. Anything can happen in this match, of course. MSI definitely has the talent to compete in this Division II level. They're one of the favorites to go into the promotion spots. BP Severs drives up through middle. Tries over the top to Ngobu, but it's cut out by MSI, and they could have a chance to break again. They just don't have the numbers forward. It's extremely tough work, this MSI backline and midfield, trying to do 3 or 4 jobs to make up for the lack of men. MSI tries to go down the left side, and it's going to be out for a throw-in. And again, they're down a goal here, MSI, but they need to take these moments to just catch their breath. They've been chasing the Slainte's shadows all game, and it's going to be tough work if they're going to get something out of this match. Nearly cut out from MSI there. That's a good bit of pressure up front. Henry's going to go long. Seems to be a bit too long. That's going to be out for a goal kick for MSI. Coach Dixon's in the live chat from Gaithersburg. Julian, Kelvin, and Aaron, and Justin's high school and club coach. Glad to have you here. Tyler Reed asks if MSI are expecting people to show up. That is a question for the MSI coach. They seem to have one getting ready on the sideline, so that'll be at least one player brought back. Heard rumblings of traffic and other situations getting in the way of MSI being able to field a full squad at kickoff. But hopefully they can get some players in to be able to cover this difference that Slainte are giving them early. Here's Ngobu down the left side. He's got Hollowell. Arlie Hit's making a run at the back post, but Hollowell goes on the edge to BP Severs. On his right foot. It's a great strike. And another save from Figueroa. It looked very central from BP Severs, but that ball was moving with some pace. And Figueroa was able to just push it over with both hands. It looks comfortable, but that is a save that you need to make if you're going to keep your MSI side in this game. Short to Ngobu once again off the corner. He's got the overlap of Myers. Tries to go at it alone, but MSI is able to sweep up. Trying to play out. There's good pressure from Slainte, and Ngobu wins it back. MSI are finally able to clear and learn themselves the throw-in on this near side. MSI look to control in the midfield here. Number 10 goes back to his center back. Oh, and it's a bad collision. Slainte could be in off it. Perez is just offside once again, and it rolls harmlessly to the goalkeeper. Perez needs to think that he's got the pace to beat this back line if he just gives himself an extra yard. Especially with this back line, they're going to be tired soon enough from doing 2 jobs. If he just gives himself an extra yard of space, he should be able to break him behind. MSI has the ball cut out, and Perez is going to settle, go back to his right back, Drew Myers. Zuita out wide to Ngobu, back to Zuita. And another player has entered the pitch for MSI. Currently down 2 men to Slainte. It's an 11v9 matchup, but this should even things slightly. Drew Myers into the box. It's cut out by the MSI center back, and they should be able to control from here. Slainte showing a high press. They have 5 players in the attacking third, trying to win the ball back up high, trying to take advantage of the situation they found themselves in. MSI goes back to the goalkeeper, Figueroa, who lays it across the box, and Severs is there, and it's an empty net. It's a goal for BP Severs to double Slainte's advantage. It was gifted on a plate to him. The relentless pressure from Slainte proves to be too much. As the goalkeeper clears, BP Severs finds himself in acres of space on the edge of the box, and he's able to slot it home into the empty net. For Slainte, this is where you want to be, up 2-0. Not even 20 minutes in, and this is a great advantage to start this match off for them. MSI now. Just need a little bit more. It's going to be an uphill battle from here, especially if they can't get the players to level this numerically. As Danny Hollowell picks the ball up. Perez, he's got runners off of him. This one goes through the goalkeeper again. Figueroa is just going to take his time, play the left back out. It's a good bit of distribution. MSI now employing a 4-2-2 of sorts. But they've got a bit more options everywhere, which is nice to see. Ball cut out here in midfield, but MSI wins it back. It's a 2v4. They got a lot of work to do, but it's promising that they're getting these chances forward. Winning the ball back in a good, dangerous area. It's just going to be a matter of taking advantage when they get these chances to be able to spring themselves forward and maybe work an opening. Christian Slainte so far has not been tested in that Slainte goal. Here's Hollowell out wide to Ngobu, the first goal scorer of this match. Through to Perez once again, and once again he's offside. I believe that's his 3rd of the match. Just needs to time his run a bit better. We got Harvest Moon supporting Slainte Athletic from Dundalk, Maryland, hitting us with a let's go, seeing their side go up 2-0. Good situation for the Slainte fans here. MSI looking to build out. Slainte's press has dropped off slightly. Cut out by Zuita though, and here's Ngobu once again. So direct off this left side. But MSI does well to defend. Ngobu wins it back, plays it inside. Back out for an MSI throw. I want to take this moment to run through the standings of Division 2 of the Super Soccer League. We got Touch Kings currently in first on 10 points, but of course Slainte is on 7. If they win this match, they will go joint top, and they will have a game in hand over Touch Kings. MSI currently sit 4th behind Baltimore City after Baltimore City was gifted a forfeit today from Touch Kings. So Slainte have to be licking their lips at this opportunity to be able to get one over on one of the top sides in this league in MSI, and being able to maybe go joint top if they win this game today. Hollowell goes edge of the box. Here's Zuita. He's got some space to deliver. Cuts it back onto his right foot. Delivery into the back post. There's Henry, and it's just wide. Not the connection he would have wanted. We know how good he is in the air, defensively and in the offensive third. But he's not able to connect with that one, and it stays 2-0. Another goal kick for MSI. MSI able to play out, but they just don't have that pass through the lines to be able to break the pressure of Slainte. It's more swinging it around the back and just hoping to fashion an opening. Cuts it back past Hollowell. Well done from the MSI defender. Then he plays forward and out of play. It's such a tough spot to be in, but he's earned himself a free kick. MSI have another chance to breathe. Such a tough situation. Because MSI, you can see in spells, they have the quality to break through the Slainte team. It's just that they don't have the outlet pass. They're able to play around the back, but if you have a midfielder who isn't able to check into the space and pick up possession, be able to break a line, it's always going to be tough to have those opportunities going forward. MSI just doing the best they can to hang on right now. Severs plays back to Funk, and he has a chance to sustain some possession. Up to Severs. Back to Drew Myers. Myers goes inside to Perez, dropping in from the striker position. Does well to evade the MSI midfielders. Goes wide to Zuita, who's got runners off of him. But MSI is able to collect and go back to their goalkeeper, Figueroa. That's a situation that MSI just doesn't want to be in. They play it up through the midfield to their attacking mid, or the furthest forward of their midfielders. It's just if the pass is slightly off, it's going to be cut out by Slainte, and they're going to have a numerical advantage going forward. Here's Severs once again, driving through the MSI defense. Gets held up, but he's able to keep possession and somehow lay it off to Hollowell, who gets it wide to Ngobu. Ngobu to Perez on the far side. Perez with a big switch over to Drew Myers on the right. He's got about 10 yards of space to run into. Delivers an early ball to the back stick. Figueroa is able to punch. Hit picks up the second ball out to Hollowell. And Drew Myers has a chance to recollect. Oh, it's a good ball from Hollowell. Arlie Hit is in here. Strike at the... Oh, my word. What a save from Figueroa. He's kept his side in this so far. Arlie Hit just breaks through off the right side, takes an early strike towards the back post. Figueroa is able to get down and get his right hand to it. Out for another corner for Slainte, but that is a massive, massive save from the goalkeeper. Hollowell to take the resulting corner. In at the near post. Figueroa punches once again. Been so active in these opening minutes. And Ngobu resets, and it's out to Hollowell again. He's got options at the back stick if he can find them. MSI is able to defend and flicks it out for another corner. Holding on for dear life, and Figueroa is a massive part of that, making some clutch saves early in this match. Claudia's stressed. Don't be stressed. I know goalkeeping moms, it's tough to watch as your son is getting battered with shots, but he's doing well to deal with it. Ngobu with a long corner, and that's going to go out for a goal kick, I believe, on the far side. MSI goalie working overtime. That is so true here. You know, in games like this where most of the pressure is down one end, it takes somebody standing on their head, and Figueroa's done that so far. Unfortunately, finding their side down 2-0, but it could be a lot worse without him in there. It's such a tough position to be in here. Slainte just has their front three standing on the 18, just waiting to pounce on any loose ball out of the back. Figueroa has to go long, but the numbers aren't up there either. Ends up going into touch, and Slainte will recollect with a throw-in. Some changes here for Slainte. 3 players coming on. Looks like Babishkin, Cisse, and Dragunas coming on for Slainte as MSI picks up possession. Once again, playing out of the back, relentlessly trying to find openings. Long ball over the top, but Ngobu cuts out. MSI is able to recollect, though. And if they can find some options, they got a chance here. But it's just cut out. Drew Myers tries to go long. Just bouncing around here on the edge of the MSI box. And they reset back to Figueroa. Finds his left back well. His distribution's been good so far this game. It's just, where do you go from here? The left back picks the ball up in a good amount of space, cuts past one man, but then he just doesn't have an option around him. Babishkin cuts out, severs, back to Babishkin. MSI is able to sweep up. And yes, you did hear correctly in the live chat that MSI are currently playing down 2 players. Just didn't have enough to field a full team yet in this game. We're hoping that as the game progresses, some players can make it out to even up these sides a bit, but right now it's been one-way traffic as a result. Drew Myers is able to cut out, but MSI win it back. Ball over the top here for MSI, but it's going to drift out harmlessly for a throw. Slainte have got to feel good from this position, but they really want to put MSI to the sword here and be able to finish them off before the end of the first half if possible. Hollowell goes down the left side, but it's cut out once again. This MSI backline has been resolute. They've been strong so far. It's just that they do not have the options to be able to build out. That's been the difference so far. But they get a chance here. Got to run her down the left side if they can find him. MSI in a good position. Driving through the left side. Just going to go back and sustain some possession for one of the first times in this game. Figueroa is out of his box to provide a sweeper-keeper option. Almost be that pivot, the fulcrum at the back. Something that they need if they're going to sustain some possession here and get themselves a breather. Figueroa goes long down the right side. Good play from MSI here. Going up top, it looks like Myers is going to be the favorite to win that. Babishkin inside to Perez. He's onside here. He's got a runner down the left if he can find him, but he can't. And it's cut out by MSI once again. Slight chance to break. Going down the right side, but it's cut out by Myers. That would have been a brilliant chance for MSI to break into space. We know they have the pace and talent to break through these back lines. Just a matter of if they can sustain possession long enough to fashion an opening. Severs with 3 men around him, but they're not really pressing, and he's able to break out. Cisse to Hollowell. Hollowell's got some space. He finds the overlapping run of Babishkin, but it's cut out once again. Ooh, living dangerously at the back, but MSI are able to break that first line of the Slainte defense. But it's a giveaway to Ngobu. He's on his favorite left foot. Cuts it into the box. Center back does well, goes to ground, wins the ball, and it's out for a corner. Again, it's just heroic defending at the back from MSI. They've got their backs to the wall here, and they're doing the best they can with what they've got. Another substitution for Slainte. The big number 9. It's Leland Brigham. He's definitely a threat off these set pieces. Ball delivered in from Hollowell. Figueroa is able to punch it clear for another corner on the far side. On this near side now. This has been the tale of the match so far. Slainte gets a set piece. Figueroa is able to deal with it, and then Slainte get another set piece. He's definitely getting his workout in today, the MSI goalkeeper. We creep over the 30-minute mark, and Ngobu has a corner. Lofts it up into the wind to Henry at the back stick. He's not able to reach it. Neither is Hollowell. It goes out harmlessly for an MSI goal kick. We've got a whole host of matches on the DMV Sports Media YouTube channel today. Earlier, we had Das Beer Hall against A3 Highlanders in the MSSL Division 1. That was a good matchup for two teams that are fairly reasonably ranked together in the table. Das Beer Hall was able to come out 3-0 victors over the A3 Highlanders. Currently, we have MPC football against Peru United, another D2 matchup. And as it stands, Peru United is winning 3-1 in the 85th minute. Also coming up, we have the USASA Amateur Cup Region 1 matchup between Los Toros and Cristos. That is at 4 p.m. on the channel. And then to finish off MSSL for the day, we've got Steel Pulse taking on the Baltimore Kickers live from Milford Mill at 5 p.m. And then we got the nightcap down in Virginia. The UPSL returns tonight with Arlington taking on North Stars. We have an APL matchup between Yins United and World Class Premier, and another UPSL matchup between Virginia Dream and Alexandria United. So plenty of football to watch today. This coming into it was my match of the day, something to look out for between two of the best sides in the MSSL Division 2, but it's been one-way traffic thus far for Slainte. If you are just joining us, thank you. But we are currently 2-0 Slainte over MSI, partially due to the fact that MSI have significantly less players available. MSI currently are down 2 men to Slainte's 11. No red cards, just lack of availability here today. Slainte sustaining some possession around the back. Find their way into Ngobu, and they're going to go out the other way. Henry switches fields to Drew Myers. Myers has the run of Babishkin down the right side. If he's able to keep this on, but it goes out for a goal kick. Just a bit too much on it. The wind is definitely playing a factor today. It's a beautiful day out here, but there is some wind going from left to right, which obviously is going to be harming to MSI. The fact that they can't just play a long ball over the top because the ball's going to just come right back in their face with it getting caught in the wind here. And Slainte are overhitting some passes into the wind, but here's a chance for MSI. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper if he can pick up the ball. MSI with a chance. Drew Myers is able to get back and cut it out, but that is a brilliant opportunity for MSI. Those are the chances that you have to make Slainte pay. You're not going to get many. But Babishkin down the other end right away. MSI have committed bodies forward. And Gobu's got the run at the back post if he can find him. But MSI is able to clear once again. End-to-end stuff now. This game's starting to open up a little bit. MSI have a chance to collect once again. That was an opportunity there for MSI, a rare chance in this game for them to spring bodies forward. We thought that they had a chance to go at goal with Dragunas getting bodied over by the striker. Danny Hollowell picks it up. He's got the run of Ngobu if he can find him, but it's a bit too far. And Figueroa will collect. If you're an MSI supporter, there's some promising signs there. Being able to break past that Slainte backline. We know that MSI has the talent. We know that they have the ability to be one of the top teams in this division and push for promotion. It's just that this disadvantage numerically that they have today has been something that they haven't been able to overcome thus far. Brigham's pressuring from the right side, but MSI is able to build out to the back. Get some possession on the left. Trying for a long ball through. Babishkin's able to cut out, but it's going to be an MSI. Thought it was going to be an MSI throw, but there was a foul in there. Clip of the heels, and Slainte will be able to pick up possession. Slainte just going to take some time as the clock ticks down on this first half. Inside 10 minutes till the break. MSI will be happily accepting the prospects of halftime, needing a chance to recollect, needing a chance to catch a breath as they launch another attack forward. MSI only one runner in the box, but they could fashion an opening here. Cuts it back onto the left foot. Ball to the far side if he can reach it. This left back has been up and down the pitch, somehow keeps it on, but the Slainte defender is able to clear off him for a throw. Terribly unlucky for MSI. The left back has been up and down this pitch. Got to have some track star genes in him. The fact that he's able to make these runs for the full game. BP Severs going long. Here's Hollowell. Good first touch in behind. MSI defender trails him, but he's able to cut inside. Hollowell onto his left. Able to flick it through to Brigham. Pulls it under his spell into Severs. Out wide once again to Ngobu. He's got the overlapping run of Dragunas if he can find him. Good chance here. Cuts it back onto his right. Back to Ngobu. Ball into the back stick. It's not going to matter. The offside flag is up. That's another save from Figueroa. MSI just looking for a long ball or some form of outlet up high, higher up this pitch. Building out of the back, they're obviously very good at it. They have the ability to break this Slainte first line of the press, this first line of the attack. It's just that final ball to be able to break in behind and spring some form of attack has not been there thus far. Slainte are able to swing it around. Here's Henry into Myers. Myers just has loads of space. He's not used to this. Tries to find the run of Logan Funk up from center back, but a bit too far, and it's out behind for a goal kick. I want to apologize for the lack of name knowledge of the MSI team. We were not given a roster beforehand, and it's been tough trying to sort out who these players are. Obviously, they're doing a great job. It's just I'm not able to pull the names to be able to give them their due credit. So, hope you understand. Doing the best we can here. Good bit of play. Able to break the press of Brigham, but it's going to fall to Cisse. Brigham once again for Slainte. And again, another chance to break for MSI if they can play the right pass here. Henry's trailing. He's able to force it backwards at least. But a good ball out to the right back. MSI into this Slainte half before going backwards and just trying to get some form of a spell of possession. Slainte look a bit disoriented, but they're able to win the ball back. Hollowell sees the keeper off his line, goes for goal. Figueroa is able to push it behind for a corner. He's going to be upset with that one, as it wasn't a shot on goal, and he did palm it away, but you can't really blame him. He's been getting peppered with shots for most of this game and just dealing with them the best he can. Made a few great saves early on, and I think we can forgive him for that chance there. As I know very well as a goalkeeper, anytime a player picks it up in space and tries to dink a ball over you, you're in fight or flight, just trying to get something to pull the ball out of the net. So Figueroa put it behind for a corner. Now it's going to fall to Babishkin. Delivers into the box to no one, and MSI able to clear. Does well to win it back, though. Here's Severs on the edge of the box. Goes for the strike, and it's a brilliant goal. Severs picks it up, 25 out on his right foot, and just smashes it with power past the outstretched hands of Figueroa. He was able to get a touch to it, but the ball just had way too much pace on it to be able to direct it wide, and he ends up pushing it farther into that top corner. BP Severs with another goal in the day. This one definitely better than his first. It's a brace for him, and it's a 3-0 lead for Slainte. as we creep towards the end of this first half, Slainte have been dominant. Take nothing away from them. Despite the numerical advantage, you still have to take full advantage of it. This game is not played on paper, and Slainte have played well thus far to be able to put themselves in a promising 3-0 lead as we tick over into halftime. Still 2 minutes to go here. MSI looking for a chance to regroup and lick their wounds. But Slainte relentlessly pressing once again. They're sensing blood and they're going to take advantage. But there's a foul on Hollowell, or from Hollowell, on the MSI defender. They get a chance to play here. Great bit of play from the right back. I say right back, he's basically playing right at the moment. Just running that entire flank up and down. MSI driving through the midfield. They're able to find number 11 on this left side. He's been brilliant thus far. Near impossible task to be able to compete with multiple Slainte players on your side, but he's been doing well to deal. This is the longest spell of possession MSI have had in the Slainte half. But again, they just don't have the options forward. They need to reset and go backwards. Trying for a long ball over the top. It's deflected. It's going to fall to McDonough. A little bit of pressure from MSI, but it's going to be tough. It's always going to be tough not being able to press as high as you would like if you had the energy and the options off the bench to be able to sustain pressure for a long period of time. So they're just going to fall back into their shape, MSI. Funk's going to try to go long. Figueroa is able to cut out, looking for Idris, but just a bit too much on it. Got caught up in the wind a little. And MSI once again looking to play out. Brigham with a chance if he can break, but Figueroa is able to clear and goes long. And that is going to be it for the first half. As it stands, Slainte Athletic lead MSI Pro 3-0 in this huge matchup for playoff positions and playoff potential. Slainte have proven themselves to be one of the top sides in this league, and MSI, as we know, are very talented, are able to compete with these top teams. But as it stands, they're down multiple players, and it's going to be a tall task to be able to come back in the second half. A much-needed break for the MSI side. They've been up and down this pitch, just chasing shadows for most of this game. Slainte with a comfortable lead right now, but as we know from them and the relentless attack that they've shown throughout most of the season, this isn't enough for them. They're going to want to push on in the second half. So don't go anywhere. We are here on DMV Sports Media as we tick over into this end of the first half. Stay with us, and we will be back for the second half shortly. And we are back underway for the second half here between Slainte Athletic and MSI Pro. Slainte go into the second half up 3-0. MSI with a tall task ahead. MSI currently running with 8 outfield players, 9 players total. Just down a couple guys this weekend. And Slainte are proving to make the most of that. Chance for Slainte to retain some possession at the early start of the second half. Logan Funk goes down the line. He's got the run of Babishkin. One-on-one with the defender. He cuts it back, but it's going to be a goal kick for MSI. If you're just joining us, welcome to the channel. Welcome to DMV Sports Media. This game, the tale of the game has basically been MSI look very good in possession. They're able to play out of the back, but the ball kind of remains around the back line for them. They don't have the outlets up front. Of course, being down a couple players, it's tough to sustain any possession higher up the field. And Slainte have just been ruthless with the pressure. A couple chances have come off. MSI trying to play out, not being able to find that final pass. And they've taken full advantage of this numerical advantage that they have. BP Severs cuts out, but Figueroa is able to bring it back and go long to the right back. Got a chance to drive forward here, MSI. This is a bright start to the second half for them. But the ball in behind is a bit too long, and it's going to fall to Slainte, which I believe this is Slaihte's first or second touch of the game. Has not had much to do in net for Slainte today. Slainte have been a resolute defensive team for the early part of the season. Through 4 games, they've kept a clean sheet against NPC football. They've only given up 1 goal to Touch Kings, 1 goal to Peru United. So definitely a side that is going to be tough to break down. But MSI have all the capabilities of doing it. It's just a matter of if they can get bodies in the right position to be able to play. We got another shout in the chat for Julian. He's had a great game so far. Julian Figueroa in goal for MSI. He's had to stand on his head on a multitude of occasions to keep this thing as close as it has been. MSI with a little chance here, but it's really just pushing it long. He's got the pace, though. The MSI man is through. The number 10 goes for it on the right foot. It's saved by Slainte. What a chance that was for MSI. Literally just on his own. Tries to take a huge touch forward. He broke past the back line, just didn't have the finishing touch. I don't know if you can put that down to tiredness or the fact that Slainte was quick off his line. Slainte was able to prove the difference there to keep Slainte's clean sheet intact. But that's a glimmer of hope for MSI as they get a free kick in the attacking half. A good chance on the break, and I guess that's what they need more of. Just pure pace and power in behind. It's always got the opportunity to create chances, especially at this level. Somebody with a bit of dynamism and some skill and flair, that's exactly what you need if you're MSI. Ball into the box, Funk is able to deal with it. Brigham clears to Cisse. And now Slainte have a chance to launch a counterattack of their own. Ball in behind to Idris. Idris opens up on his right foot, goes for the far corner, but he puts it well wide, and it's out for a goal kick. A good chance for Slainte on the break there. This game's starting to get end-to-end, it's starting to open up. Of course, it's going to be that way as both teams start to tire. Of course, as the game opens up, Slainte are in more of a position to take control as they have the deep bench, they have the bodies available to be able to sustain their pressure, sustain their ability to push on higher up the field. MSI are just going to find it difficult to do much in this match. The number 11, the left back, has moved into midfield now. And it has played it out to the right side here. MSI once again looking good in possession. Slainte have dropped their back line slightly, dropped their line of confrontation. The MSI are just able to keep pinging it around the back. It's good for the confidence to be able to play around these guys. And they earn a free kick and the ability to sustain their possession for a bit. But yeah, as Slainte starts to drop off, they feel in control of this game. There's no need to fly forward at every opportunity and leave yourself exposed at the back. But it is going to give MSI a chance to just recollect themselves, to build some confidence on the ball and start getting most of their players some touches in a game that has otherwise been very one-sided. Once again, MSI playing forward. There's only two options up front, though, and BP Severs is able to pick up for Slainte. Tries to go inside for Idris, but it was a bit weak, and they were able to cut out. MSI center back looking forward. He sees the run of the left back on the far side. It's a brilliant ball over the top. Perfectly weighted. And it's going to be out for an MSI throw right around the edge of the Slainte 18. And this is a chance to get numbers in the box here. We'll see if MSI take advantage. They go short to the left side. This could creep over for a corner, but Funk is able to deal with it and just boots it long. Off an MSI man for a Slainte throw. MSI have looked promising in the first few minutes of the second half. They weren't able to create too many chances at Slainte in the first half. Slainte having his first bit of action here early in the second half. MSI just retain around the edge of the 50-yard line, but they are pushing everybody into the Slainte half, which we haven't seen much of. So maybe it's a showing of intent that they plan to go forward and just go for this game, which you might as well at this point. Just try to earn something. Cut out by Babishkin, and McDonough puts it out for a MSI throw. Another chance to recollect for MSI. Ball bounces around the edge of the box. Delivered back out, and MSI center back's going to drive into space here. He's got to run on the right if he can find it. Goes at it alone, and it's cut out by Dragunas. And now Cisse has a chance to counter. Plays it to Idris. Full of running, this man. Idris just goes long past the back line of the MSI team. He's in behind the defense. Opens up once again. Cuts it back. Idris is able to push over the defender. But it's viewed as unfair from the referee, and that's going to be a foul. MSI defender did well to get his body in between Idris and the goal after initially getting shrugged off by the Slainte attacker. And he's earned his side a free kick. That's an important intervention, that if Slainte was able to put this game to bed early, we could be in for a boring end of the game, but MSI's kept this entertaining so far. I know if you are an MSI fan, it's probably tough seeing your team outnumbered like this, but the players on the pitch have given absolutely everything that they can for this cause today. It's an extremely tough situation to be in. You're going to be low confidence from the start. You're going to feel down as soon as a goal goes in for Slainte, but these players are giving absolutely everything for the badge, and they've got nothing to hold their heads up about. They can keep their chins up and realize that they've given their best effort. Figueroa is going to come out and clear this one. It was a good chance for Slainte in behind, but the pass was a bit too heavy, and the goalkeeper was able to sweep up. MSI's number 10 just stands on the ball for a bit, able to bring some calmness to this MSI midfield. It's a good turn, but Dragunas is able to clear. Here's a chance for number 10 again. Springs it in behind to the number 7, and he's clean through. He was onside. There's a shot at the near post, and Slainte's only able to push it behind for a corner. It was a crucial intervention from the Slainte goalkeeper as MSI get their first corner of the game. A great opportunity for MSI to punch one in, but Slainte was equal to it. We were talking in the first half about how much work Figueroa has had to do, but Slainte's been tested more in the second half, which is surprising knowing that Slainte are a team that like to put teams to bed. They are relentless in front of goal, so seeing this go the other way is tough for Slainte fans. MSI are going to recollect the corner. It's going to be out for a throw, going the Slainte way. Promising signs here from MSI. Must be said. I spent most of the first half talking about how dominant Slainte has been, but MSI has had more of the possession. Slainte, I'm not sure if it's feeling comfortable, the fact that they're up 3-0, the fact that they're up 2 men. That might cause some complacency. Ball headed back by Henry into the arms of Slainte. And now McDonough has acres of space to run into on the far side. Tries to go line to Babishkin, but it's out for a throw. It's just a bit of sloppiness from Slainte. Not sure what the halftime team talk would have been if you are Slainte. You feel like you're cruising and you're comfortable, and MSI didn't really have a sniff of goal in that first half, so maybe just a bit of complacency creeping in from the side in green. MSI looking to control once again. Able to play out, but McDonough is able to step in. Cisse's trying to pick up the pieces, but MSI is going to be able to retain. Swinging it around to the number 2. Brigham's in hot. He's able to win it off him. Brigham in on goal. Figueroa with another big save. That's that press from Slainte that has been so relentless all season, that has caused them so many opportunities. Brigham there, able to break through, but Figueroa was quick off his line and able to smother the chance. Another good sign from the MSI goalkeeper, but MSI living dangerously here. Need to start getting the ball forward. MSI have retreated into more of a defensive shape now as Slainte pick up more of the possession. Maybe it was just a bit of a halftime boost, being able to come out of the blocks hot and firing. But Slainte are looking to take control now. Dragunas was not able to keep that one on, and MSI are going to pick up possession. Good bit of play through midfield, and Slainte's midfield is not recovering to this. It's a good chance for the number 7 from MSI. They just don't have runners in the box. He's going to have to go at it alone. Dragunas is able to clear, but only as far as the MSI right back. This number 2 has been great with deliveries so far in this game. Here's number 7 once again on his left foot. Drives it harmlessly at Slainte, and he's able to collect easily. Once again, though, getting shots on goal. That's all you can ask if you are an MSI fan, is just giving their best effort, trying to push the ball forward, trying to just create some chances on goal. You know, it doesn't hurt to throw bodies forward at this point. You know, losing 3-0 or losing 10-0 doesn't really change the shape all that much. But if you could get a goal back and somehow scrape your way back into this game, you never know what could happen. But Brigham with a big touch through. The big man is one-on-one with the MSI defender. He's able to slot it into Idris. Idris on his right foot. And it's another save from Figueroa. Looked like it hit off his heel. He was quick off his line. The ball through from Brigham was brilliant. slipped it into Idris on his favored right foot, and just the trailing leg of Figueroa is able to push it wide for a corner. That's another huge save from the MSI goalkeeper. Figueroa has kept them in this game, to be honest. Without him between the sticks, this could have gotten out of hand early in this first half. BP Severs goes edge of the box to Cisse. He's going to deliver a ball on the right foot to the back post. It looked dangerous. Looked like one of those that could just sneak in at the back post if the goalkeeper wasn't aware. But it drifts just wide of the post. It goes behind for a goal kick. Oh, that's a poor giveaway from MSI. BP Severs picks it up. He had the chance, but the pass wasn't on. Mark McDonough with the delivery into the box, but it's cut out. And it's another Slainte throw in the attacking half. There's a man down for MSI. The cross did not hit him in a favorable place. And we'll take a second to regroup. Mark McDonough is going to wait to serve a ball into the box with his throw in here. Goes short to Severs, though. Severs is cut out, and MSI once again are just trying to fashion some sort of opening. He's only has one runner ahead of him. He's going to go at it alone, the number 10, but it's cut out. And Slainte are able to recollect. Foul for Slainte. As we have a second here, I want to take you around the grounds to discuss the other results of the day so far. Das Beer Hall in the early game at Milford Mill, taking a 3-0 victory over A3 Highlanders in the MSSL Division 1. Over at Hammond High School in Division 2, MPC football have lost 3-1 to Peru United in the MSSL D2. Currently, Slainte is 3-0 ahead against MSI here. Idris on the edge of the box tries to serve one up to the back stick. And it's going to drift behind for a corner off the head of the MSI left back, the number 4. Again, it must be said how hard-working these MSI defenders have been. They've been getting peppered with chances all game as a result of not having the outlets to break out and sustain possession. It's been fairly one way here. Another chance from a set piece for Slainte. Ball bobbles around in the box. It falls to Henry, and he puts it over. The chances keep on coming for Slainte, but they haven't put any away in the second half. And that'll bode well for MSI. They just want to keep this as close as possible. If you can somehow create a goal, that really opens up a can of worms here. If they can bring this scoreline to within 2 goals, they've got a chance. It's just a matter of if they can find an opening in behind and be able to break forward. Because right now it's been possession out of the back, and then they kind of just give the ball back to Slainte. They don't have the options up high. Slavy's going to run over and thought he was going to take the throw in there, get another touch on the ball in this half. Slavy with a cheeky step over. The ghost that was pressing him had no chance with that one. Dragunas picks up possession. He's got like 20 yards on this left side. Slots it outside the boot. In behind to Idris. Idris is shouldered off it by the defender, but he's able to retain possession somehow. Idris into the box. Plays it to the back stick. Here's Ngobu once again. Cut out by the MSI defender. Brilliant bit of defending. These guys are just throwing their bodies on the line, trying to just get something to get the ball away. They're doing brilliantly. Heroic defending from MSI. But they have a chance here down the right side. A big touch gives Dragunas a chance to win that one away. And it falls to Ngobu. But there's a free kick. MSI have a chance here. A foul in the build-up. And this will be an opportunity to put some bodies in the box if they decide to go that way. They've been playing short for most of the game, so you got to think that they throw a ball at goal here and just see what happens. You have to be taking the most of these opportunities. The number 10 is going to go for it himself. Tries a curler and doesn't seem to be the best option from there. It's one that you probably need to put your foot through, have it get caught up in the wind, or have some kind of knuckle to it if you're going to challenge the goalkeeper from there. The curler didn't have much curl to it, and it went behind harmlessly. Slainte trying to get his team to pull back and give him a chance to play out. MSI have kept the line of attackers up pretty high, but Slainte are able to break. MSI with ball back here in their own half. Here's Brigham. He's got runners off him. Here's Severs. Severs waiting for the run. He's just going to walk it up slowly. He's got McDonough to the outside. Big first touch in behind the defense. McDonough, can he deliver a ball into the box? Gets himself a yard, but the MSI defender is able to catch up, put in a good slide tackle. And Ngobu now, and another good challenge from the MSI defender to keep Slainte at bay. Creeping over into the 68th minute here. McDonough tries an early ball into the box. Idris is there at the back post, but it's just over him. Dragunas takes it on the left foot. That's another good block from MSI. Just relentless pressure this entire game on this MSI backline, but they've held up brilliantly. It's really unfortunate for them that they weren't able to field a full team, because if they did, they probably could go toe-to-toe with this Slainte team. You've seen the quality that they possess. It's just lack of options, lack of depth. And it's really costing them today. Brigham closes down Figueroa, but he clears it off him for a goal kick. I was talking to one of the Slainte players, Arlie Hitt, in the build-up to this match. Pre-match, he was talking about how these are the games that you live for, the big matches against the top sides. Slainte are trying to establish themselves as one of the best teams in Maryland, and they've done really well so far in the MSSL D2, but they've faced some big teams here so far. They were able to get a 1-1 result against Touch Kings. They're currently beating MSI 3-0. It's unfortunate that MSI wasn't able to field a full team today, because you weren't able to get a full picture of what the top end of this second division can bring. It's been a pretty one-way match for the most part. And as much as Slainte are going to take 3 points if they can close this match out, I know that these players are hungry and they are licking their chops at the chance to take on these top teams, a UPSL side in MSI. I'll hold it up as the number 10 gets some possession at the edge of the box, but it's cleared away. Slainte want to take on the bigger challenges. They want to play against these top competitions so they can see where they stack up. And as they've done the job so far today, it's got to leave a bit of a weird taste in their mouth, the fact that they are playing against 9 men for most of this match. MSI once again just trying to probe. But the Slainte defense, as long as they stay in their shape, it's really, there's no issue. Even if MSI makes some runs, there's 2 defenders there to meet them. Suito leaves it for Dragunas, who's just going to go back to Slainte. Cut out by MSI once again. They have a chance here. The number 7's on the far side if you can find him. He just trips over the ball. It's unlucky from the number 15. The final pass. The final pass has been lackluster from MSI. Of course, as they break forward, they are extremely tired from the amount of defending they've been having to do. So it's tough to get that final ball. Idris gets played to the end line here. He's got some work to do, but cuts it back to Dragunas. Onto his right foot, he delivers the ball to the back stick, and Gobu's got a chance. Shaping up the defender, he cuts it back onto his left foot. Cuts it once again onto his left. It's cut out to Severs on a brace. Not able to get the shot off, though, and MSI is able to clear. If they pick their heads up, they've got a chance. Going long. The number 10, he is offside. A bit too long for him anyway, though, and Slaby's going to pick up. For those of you who are watching, what have you made of this match so far? Are there any standout players? It's Mosise with a nutmeg there. Any standout players, anyone you want to give some credit to that have played well in this match? I think there's been some standouts on both sides. Figueroa in goal for MSI has been crucial to keeping this game somewhat close. And from the Slainte perspective, BP Severs has been an absolute unit in the midfield. As soon as he gets on the ball, you just know he's not going to lose it, and he's going to create opportunities. Has 2 goals so far in this game. And Gobu as well has been very solid for Slainte. Henry's going to cut this one out. MSI with a decent chance, but that's off for a corner. MSI have earned something from that. You thought that play was dead, as the ball was a bit heavy in behind. You thought Henry had dealt with it, but MSI attacker was able to clip it off his heel and out for a corner. And another opportunity to just throw bodies in the box here. There are 3 MSI players standing outside the area, and you got to think, just throw them in the mix, see what happens. Ball's delivered into the near post. It's flicked out by Zuita, only as far as the edge of the penalty spot. Idris with an acrobatic clearance away. But Slainte are having trouble dealing with this ball until they clear now to Idris. Mosise in behind. He's got 2 runners, and Gobu's the farthest ahead. And Gobu in behind the defense. He's probably the quickest on the field. Cuts it back onto his left foot, through to Severs. On a hat trick. Severs on his right foot, goes for the strike, and it's another save from Figueroa. Brilliant from the MSI goalkeeper. Slainte take the corner quickly. We'll go back in a second. MSI are able to clear, but only as far as Dragunas. He's going to go for it on the right foot, into the near post, but it's just wide. That man, once again, Figueroa, has stunted the Slainte attack. And that was a clear-cut opportunity. BP Severs cut it back onto his right foot. He's been deadly from that area on the edge of the box all day. 2 goals so far, but he's thwarted for a third. Figueroa has taken a much-needed breath here with this goal kick. Over the head of everyone, out for a Slainte throw. Slaby's going to come over to take this one, potentially. Guess he's a bit bored standing at the back. Got some love for Julian Figueroa. I'm becoming a fan over here as a neutral. Well, this one's dangerous. MSI able to deal with it, but they had 2 men creeping in behind. Number 2 is just driving through. And it's left a bit of a gap. Here's Brigham. Brigham has the run outside of Mosise, but Severs cuts it. He's not able to find that final ball, though, and MSI is able to build out. And there's a free kick. As we enter the last 15 of this match, just want to let you know that coming up shortly on DMV Sports Media at 5 o'clock, we have an MSSL Division 1 matchup between the Baltimore Kickers and Steel Pulse. As it stands, Steel Pulse is in second in the MSSL Division 1. They sit just behind Bowleys with a game in hand. And this is a big match for them, and a big match for the Kickers, who have found themselves in a position that they don't want to be in. They're a historic side, and they know that they can offer much more to the league than just the bottom of the table. That'll be up shortly at 5 p.m. after this match here at Milford Mill. And Gobu's held up, and it's going to be a free kick for Slainte, just outside the 20-yard line. Danny Hollowell's going to take this. I haven't seen much of him in the second half. Not sure if he just got subbed on. Slainte's been able to rotate their guys through this match, able to get the sub some time. Hollowell goes into the near post. Hit was there, but it was just over his head. MSI looking to build. The number 15's done well. The number 7 has 2 runners ahead of him, but it's cut out by Brigham, and it's going to be out for an MSI throw. As I was saying, the Slainte team has kind of been comfortable in the second half. There were a couple chances for MSI, but they haven't been able to break too far forward. This is a much-needed game for Slainte as they come off one of their toughest matches of the year, the 1-1 draw with Touch Kings. They also play in a Wednesday night league in Baltimore City, and there's some good competition there, so I know that they're rotating guys through the 2 different competitions, and this will be a much-needed respite for some of their players who have had most of their minutes so far this season. Sorry if you can hear that wind. We're getting caught in a tornado here briefly. Danny Hollowell's able to sweep up and get it back to Francio Henry. And Gobu down the right side. Just gonna pull the ball back. There's no real need to go forward if you're Slainte. Hollowell now. He's not one to go backwards that often, but even he turns around and plays back just to sustain the ball for a little bit longer. MSI look tired. They've put in a shift. All of these players have put in an absolute shift. And Gobu now, sizing up his man. He cuts it back. Here's Ngobu once again. He's got the overlapping run of McDonough if he wants to find him. Might go a bit long, but McDonough's going to keep it on. Delivers a ball across the box, but it was soft and cleared out by the MSI man. Out for a corner. The wind is so insane here that he cleared that well out of play and it ended up bouncing back onto the field. So here's Ngobu with the in-swinger. Delivery into the box. It's lofted up to the back stick. Idris is able to get a shin to it. Falls to Hit on the edge of the box. Here's Arlie Hit on the volley. And it's just wide of the outside post. Great chance for Arlie Hit. The man who scored against Touch Kings, that lone goal against Touch Kings last week. With a good opportunity on the edge of the box. He'll want that one back on the volley. You got to go for it. Arlie Hit's not given any comfort here. He's pressing fully, fresh off the bench for the second half. And Slainte's able to win, give way back to MSI immediately. Here's number 7 up against Francio Henry. He does well, but Henry's able to pull it back. It's just when they have no options up in the attack, even if you beat that first man, it's going to be tough to break him behind. The number 7 for MSI did well to evade Henry at first ask, but again, when you have no runners off you, it gives Henry a chance to catch up. Danny Hollowell now delivers a slicing ball to the back post, and Gobu's able to keep it on. Gobu sizing up his man, cuts it back onto his right foot. Delivery to the back stick. It's off the post and behind for a goal kick. Just not the connection that he wanted there. And Gobu on his weaker right foot. Littlefoot, this game is being played at Milford Mill Academy. MSI a chance to regroup on the far side. Just past the 80th minute mark here. There's 10 to go. In all honesty, MSI might be happy to see the final whistle. It's been a rough day for them. They've got some learning to do in this division. It was always going to be a tall task. Entering the division when they did, entering in a season where there are loads of brilliant teams that are all gunning for those top positions. Touch Kings looks great, besides the forfeit today. Slainte looks like a team on fire as Brigham takes it under his control. I mean, you're coming into a division with some of the top teams around, and when you are facing teams that are only playing in one major competition, they're going to have fresher guys. They're going to have more legs. And it's going to be a tougher ask. MSI, we know, when it comes to UPSL and when it comes to the competitions that they're in, they have the ability to beat anyone on their day. They were the DMV North champions last season in the UPSL, but it's not doing them any favors today. Having a UPSL match yesterday and now having to show up today and field another full team, they weren't able to. McDonough with a brilliant delivery to the back post, but it just evades Idris. But as we were saying, this division is full of twists and turns. Baltimore City have thrown themselves back into a promotion playoff position with the forfeit win over Touch Kings today. And while that is just luck on their part, it's really thrown a spanner in the works in terms of this promotion playoff and what it has to offer. Slainte with the win today, if it holds for the next 8 minutes, they will go joint top with Touch Kings with a game in hand. And from here, it's in Slainte's hands. They don't have to play MSI or Touch Kings again. It's all downhill from here. Obviously, the competition is strong. Anybody can show up on any given day and give them a match, but Slainte have to feel good about their hopes for promotion in this time around. Against some good sides, it would be some feat. Dragonis switches play well to Mark McDonough on the far side. A bit long for McDonough. We saw him playing as a center back last season, but looks like he's in more of a right back role today. McDonough through to Arlie Hit. Hit cuts it back onto his left, goes for the strike. And he was fouled, to be fair to him. It's a free kick for Slainte on the edge of the box. Thought it was just a poor shot from Arlie Hit, but he was fouled in the process, so can't be too harsh on him. And it looks like Danny Hollowell's going to take this one directly on the edge of the box, on top of the D. Hollowell, Henry, Zuita standing over it, and Gobu's there discussing as well. Henry's going to leave it. 5-man wall for MSI, and that is a majority of their team. Henry's going to stand in front. That's an imposing sight. Danny Hollowell on his right foot. Goes for goal. It's flicked off the wall. It falls to the back post. Here's Henry up in the air. McDonough heads it home. And there's the fourth from Slainte. Slainte pull forward once again with a fourth goal. McDonough with a dead fish celebration at half field. And that's big for him and his confidence. Slainte have been dominant today. You got to feel for the MSI players. Just when you think it couldn't get worse, it can. Slainte well-deserved 3 points today, and that one should wrap things up. MSI after this game, it doesn't get easier from here. They have 4 points from a possible 9. After today, it'll be 4 points from a possible 12. And that's not the start they would have wanted to the season. Obviously, they do have a deep roster if they can field guys between both sides. Up next, they have a match against Baltimore City FC on May 11th. That's going to be one to look out for. Two teams that are in a similar position in the table that are both competing for those playoff positions, those coveted playoff positions. That's a huge matchup. MSI hopefully can take a look in the mirror today after this match and see the work that needs to be done if they do want promotion from the second division of the MSSL, this very competitive second division of the MSSL. After today for Slainte, they take on Peru United once again on May 4th. Peru United was able to put one past them, but Slainte was, again, just a step better than the rest of the competition here. They put 4 past Peru United in a 4-1 victory for their first game of the season, and they'll face them again coming up soon. As we tick over into the 86th minute of play here, 87th minute, I want to ask anyone in the live chat, do you have a man of the match for today's game? I definitely have a few favorites. We definitely a second half that was solid from MSI. They can, again, the players can hold their heads up high. It's really on the rest of the squad and the coaching staff to take a look at what went wrong today. And really what went wrong was just the organization. The fact that they didn't have enough to play. I'm thankful that they weren't forfeiting today's match, but it is disappointing to see that they weren't able to fully field a side. So yeah, anyone in the chat, if you have a man of the match for us, let's discuss. Definitely a few favorites from me. I have BP Severs has been steady as a rock in the midfield for Slainte. He popped up with 2 goals today. And of course, you can't look past Julian Figueroa in goal for MSI. It always feels a bit weird saying that a defender on a team that's losing by 4 is a man of the match contender, because that just shouldn't make sense, but he's really stood on his head here. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments and we'll pick a man of the match. MSI just seeing this game out now, it's looking a bit rough. The ball gets forward to the number 7. He's only able to go backwards. Just counting down the seconds now. Claudia is biased, but she's going to go Figueroa. Definitely not her own son or anything. But no, it's fair. It's fair. He's had a brilliant match in goal for MSI, and as a goalkeeper myself, I can pick out a good goalkeeping performance when I see one. Christian Slainte hasn't put a foot wrong for Slainte, but he also has only been tested once. No hat trick for Slainte. The goals were from Isaac Ngobu, the first goal. BP Severs then scored off an errant clearance into an empty net. Good bit of play from MSI's man. I'll return to the goal scorers in a minute. And he's brought down on the edge of the box. It's going to be a penalty for MSI. And a chance for consolation here. MSI break forward in the dying moments, and they're able to fashion just enough of an opening to get a chance for a goal. Obviously, these MSI players are dead tired, but all it takes is one kick here. Pull a goal back, and they've got something to hold their heads high about. It's the number 10 who will be taking. Went a bit early. False start from the number 10. He's eager to get his goal. He's been good today. He hasn't been on the ball too much, this number 10, but he has been good when he's been on it. Number 10 steps up. Slainte denies him. It's a great save from Slainte. And for MSI, you got to feel for him. These players have given absolutely everything, and they can't get a consolation in the final minutes off a penalty. It's a great save from Slainte. We'll look back at it once again. But the number 10 picks it up just wide. And that is going to be the final whistle. Slainte Athletic take a massive 4-0 victory over one of the favorites for promotion, MSI Pro. A rough day for MSI, one to look back on. All the players on the field, they cannot be upset with their performance today. Being down 3 or 4 men at the start, playing with 9 men for the entirety of the match, to keep this thing within 4 goals is a win in itself. Obviously, the MSI administration is going to have to look at themselves and see what they can do better for the next match, because we need to be having a full squad out if you're going to try to take down a ruthless Slainte Athletic attack. Goals from Isaac Ngobu, 2 goals from BP Severs, and the final goal was put in by Mark McDonough with a header. This has been a good match. It's unfortunate that we weren't able to see both sides go toe-to-toe with a full 11, but Slainte go joint top of the table in this Division II race. It's going to be big for them. They definitely do not want to get caught in a playoff race. So finishing top would get them automatic promotion to MSSL Division I, and that's what they're looking for. A brilliant game. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for all the live chat. Coming up next on the channel, we have a 5 p.m. matchup between the Baltimore Kickers and Steel Pulse in the MSSL Division I, and that'll be one to look out for. 2 teams that are definitely in different positions in the table, but it's all to play for here in the MSSL. Thank you all for watching.